Hi everybody, Tom Matuska here with Matuska Tie Supply Company, Thursday afternoon live with Amber Ingalls, Ireland. Just got off her little house in the prairie, and I want to thank you for joining us for Thursday because it's kind of fun showing everybody the things that we think are pretty cool, because we kind of have fun here building a lot of things. And I think last week we showed you how to do driftwood, or we call it driftwood. It's kind of not very drifty, but the bear habitats, you can use them for deer, you can use them for bear, all the different fish products and bird perch products and that we've come up with, and it makes taxidermy in our studio a whole lot easier. It looks good, it's easy to use, it's lightweight. Week before we finished up a deer, so if any of you want to go back and look at deer finishing, we started from deer mounting. And how many sessions did we have of deer? We had quite a few sessions of deer.
10
sessions of deer, did we?
There's a lot.
And our largemouth bass kind of got drawn out a little bit too. You got to admit that we don't leave out very much. I mean, anything that we do for our customers here, we probably showed you. There's no secret things we're hiding. You know, if we do it for our customers, we try to show it to you too. We try to go above and beyond on everything that we do. When a customer comes in the door, I want to be able to look him in the eye and tell him that he's going to get the best product that we can possibly produce, you know, with the talent we have here, which is kind of quite a bit of talent we have here. And we try to give them a good product, and we kind of don't pull out any stops, and that's what we try to show you, how we do things. Today, we're continuing on in habitat, and I know we've had lots of people request snow and icicles and water splashes, and we are going to get to that in the coming weeks. It won't be too far into the fall, and we're going to show you, you know, different tricks that we know how to do, that sort of thing. One of our products, and I mentioned it, that we're kind of proud of, is all our recreation wood pieces. These come in color variations. They come in cedar and weathered, I think. With something like this, typically you can't tell it from the real product, except this probably weighs, I would say, 3-4 pounds. It's very lightweight. You can put a pretty heavy fish on here. You know, you get some of those reproduction fish that weigh extremely a lot, and we used to put a whole bunch of real cedar driftwood. Mandy's smiling, so are you getting?
Dan Williams is hanging out in a tree stand.
Oh yeah, hi Dan.
Seems like you are not going to get anything coming.
When Mandy or Kirsten smile, I always get a little bit nervous on why they're smiling. If I'm doing something really wrong, if I'm saying too many times.
You were a little flustered to start, which I almost pointed out. Walking back here, they were rushing to get ready.
We were rushing to get ready. But anyway, some of those big fish reproductions especially get really, really heavy. So it's real nice to have a little piece of, artificial like this that's pretty helpful. We have them in perch branches. We call them perches. It's for, this is a little big, but you could put a wood duck on here. You could have a flushing pheasant. You can turn it all different directions. You can add moss. You can add leaves. You can add, there's no end to, how did I have that going like this? No end to the way that you can put
Here's
these
a
together.
better perch one.
Oh yeah, there we go. This is a cedar one we showed you last week. This is just how we set up our ducks before we mount them. This has more artificial feet, which we don't use on our ducks. Typically we use the real feet and inject them, but for the demonstration purposes, this is how we did this. And this is just a perch branch that maybe a wood duck would sit on. You can dress it up with birch leaves, maple leaves.
We have two styles of the artificial perch ones
I think
that
three.
have a that have a very
So we
long
have 3 now.
perch.
Yep. Here you go.
And the great thing about this stuff is that today you're going to talk about how to make even bigger pieces, right?
Amber's rushing me along because she knows she's going to have to do all the work by joining these things. Yeah. Now, okay. Here's what we're going to. Let's take the pattern off in here. This is a Brett Wingfield original musky body that you carve, and that's a pretty big fish. Now, if you're going to use real wood for that, first of all, you're going to hunt many, many hours to find the right piece of wood. And when you do, it's going to weigh 20 pounds. You can buy our wood, but that's a big piece. We have some big ones, but that's
Even our jumbo and the reel.
is a little bit on the skimpy side. So we're going to put together some wood for that purpose. And one thing that I like to connect these fish onto this, especially the bigger fish, we use this pedestal rod hanger. Is that the right name? And it's an aluminum sleeve with an epoxy center and a threaded rod. They come in different sizes. We've done zebra pedestals, whitetail pedestals, all kinds of different pedestals. We've attached antlers with these.
We're great for antlers.
And so we like to do it, especially on our big reproduction fish that are heavy, for the customer to take the wood and the fish and put it in their car. It's something may get broke. So we like to have the fish come off. We package it up so they can ride with it real good. The driftwood goes in the back of their truck, and then when they get home, they hang the wood. It's already got a post like this. The fish has this, the fish body has this sleeve up inside of it. So all they have to do is take the fish, slide it on. It's at an angle like that, gravity holds it on, it'll never come off. So when we get this completely done, we're gonna figure out where we want our fish. I already have a sleeve in there. I drill a hole, auto body this up in there, and then this part will go in the driftwood, and it slips on. So
And that's a small one, isn't it?
this is the small one, and they have a couple different size rods depending on how big you're gonna. I think there's 3 sizes of
Yep.
these, but they're pretty neat little item. The other thing we do sometimes, if it's an intermediate type fish, we'll use ready rod, and we will bend an L in it, and we'll actually auto body putty it in the foam body, so that when we get it on, we can bend it, we can twist it, and we can bolt it down tight. All right, so in order to put these together, first of all, you gotta have some pieces, and you're gonna play with them. You're just gonna position them how you want them. And we were playing with these before you tuned in, and we thought this looks pretty good for a start. We're gonna add some rocks on there and things like that. And this is actually 10-pound density foam.
Rob has a question on your rod that you're using, and it is the square pedestal rod assembly, and those are the 3 sizes right there for you. Okay.
Okay, to connect these, because it's foam, heavy, hard foam, because it's foam, you can take a little Sawzall and you can cut off branches that are going to be in your way. If you want to trim it, you can trim it on a bandsaw, so you get a pretty nice fit. Now this connection is going to be in it's going to be in a couple stages. What we're going to do is we're going to take one of these long, we call them alteration screws.
This is a new item that you'll see in the catalog.
And they're actually a landscape screw, but we use them every day in the shop, cutting forms apart and moving arms and legs and that sort of thing. We use them all the time.
And you reuse and
Altering
reuse.
forms
So
was-
6 inch, 8 inch, and 10 inch, and they come in, I think, a 10 pack.
Yep.
Now,
Altering forms without those is just a nightmare. Oh my
And use
gosh.
them over
I
and over
remember
and over and
holding
over.
everything.
We have a whole bucket over them with foam on them and things, and I made Amber go down and get brand new ones just to
Shiny new.
make you think we take care of our
They do.
stuff.
Let's just show people.
But that is after years.
Years?
Of use.
You got all the
you don't
sizes
ever
in
throw
here.
these away. Okay, now we align the wood the way we want it. Now you can, if you put it together and you hold your fish up there and it's not exactly what you want, you can unscrew the screws and move it. I pre-drilled a little hole in here to get started, and we're gonna see where this screw comes out. I'm hopefully gonna go right down the main shaft of that other piece.
Yep.
Now, if you can't get it off the table, you know you went through the Formica. Now, that was one screw, but that is pretty darn tight. And always do it on the table. Don't do it up on a mounting stand or anything. Okay, now you're gonna have to hold that one there, and I'm gonna stabilize it a little square. Do it on a flat surface so that you don't get them canted one way or the other.
Yeah,
Okay, show me where I went in through there. Went here, in through here. I'm gonna stick one from here, down in here. Now, all your screws, all your screw heads, they're all gonna be hid right into there. Amber's gonna show you how to do that.
I think it's just a Wi-Fi connection.
What?
Right at the bottom, you're just hitting the
Good.
wood.
Okay, now,
Okay.
we have a nice flat piece of wood that all by itself, just because of the way it's connected, kinda is sturdy, it's big, it's gonna cover a whole lot of fish.
Mm-hmm.
Now, before we get started, I can tell you right off the bat, this is gonna be in my way. When we connect the fish is gonna cover it. So I'm gonna take my favoriteest tool that I have in the shop, and it's gonna be my little hacksaw. And I'm gonna cut this off, get it out of the way right off the bat. Uh-oh, gonna have to use a metal blade.
Oh, it's got a metal support rod up inside of there. Give all the branches support.
That's something you'll appreciate too. Any of these little branches that stick out on the driftwood, they're all reinforced with little steel. I'm just rounding this off so it
Are
doesn't
we
look.
gonna make one smooth connection up onto this?
You're gonna make
Is
it
that-
so beautiful that nobody can tell. However you do it is up to you. I wanted it to look like the fish wasn't swimming in a sawmill, so that's why I kind of rounded the edge. And now that you have it sturdy, you can, let's pull this fish off, and I'm gonna have you hold that up. We'll see just how it fits. Maybe I won't get it on. Okay, you hold that and you hold the fish. And it doesn't matter, you can go to the right, you can go to the left, but that's gonna give me a real, I think size-wise, the right size. We're gonna add some rocks, some vines, some things like that, and I think that'll look good. And here's how I auto body putty Bondo. That sleeve up inside of here, I drilled a spade bit hole in a few different directions, glued that up in there. Now, just before you tuned in, when you put auto body putty and Bondo that sleeve in, that sleeve gets very hot because of the auto body putty, and it expands. Remember from your physics class or whatever it was? It expands and it will not go onto the rod that it just went on before. So I was a little bit in a panicky situation trying to figure out how I'm gonna cool this down quick enough to show you, but it did cool down. And that's a real secure connection, it'll never come off. Okay, you need something to open your can with here.
It was open before.
And don't forget, we have 15 minutes till we announce last week's winner, and they have a half an hour to tune in and claim their prize at the end of our show. And next week we're giving away, we have a chance of the Sharpen Air. If somebody doesn't get it, this week is, where's that one? This week's giveaway tonight is one of the new rock bases.
That's one of my
Where is it?
favorite bases.
This guy, the chance of this, the Sharpen Air, the cleanup brush. So whoever's name we have tonight, you gotta make sure you share the video. People, share the video for your chance to win. How many shares did you have this time?
Can't remember.
I didn't look this time. So make sure you share and like and show us your love, and we will announce the winner in 15 minutes. And if they don't claim it at the end of the show, it goes to one of you lucky watchers.
Now, we always talk, if you tune in all the time, you'll hear us say Bondo, 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 Bondo. We're not actually using Bondo, we're using an auto body filler, comparable quality. And when we say Bondo, that's just auto body filler. It's a fiberglass putty. You can get it at an auto parts store, you can get it at Walmart, you can get it at Fleet and Farm, any of those type of stores. You catalyze it with a hardener. It'll probably come with a blue or a red cream hardener, it's called.
Yeah.
We want to use white. And you can't buy white in those type of stores. You have to get it from
Matuska Taxidermy.
No, you can probably get it from the auto parts store like Napa or Arnold's, but typically where you get your auto body putty, they won't have white.
They come
And we
with
like
blue.
white because we don't want pink putty and we don't want baby blue putty.
Yeah. You could make it work, but it'd be a lot more painting to be able to cover it up.
So now you put straight auto body putty in there. Now you're going to put in your hardener.
Yep.
And are you going to color this at all? You can color it, right?
Yeah. Yes, we can.
Now that's gonna, when that dries, it's gonna be about this color, kind of a light gray, which is easy to work with. That's not a problem to work with. You can also add oil paints, not very much, doesn't take very much oil paint. This is Winsor Newton oil paint that we use. A lot of people buy it for finishing their game heads and things. You can put a little bit of this in your auto body putty and it will help match the color to your driftwood, so painting is easier in the end. Here's a little black for you. Here's a little brown for you, and you'll never hit it just right, but it'll get you closer. Ooh.
No. I didn't
Rob and
have
Chris
that
said
much.
they shared. Good work, guys, for sharing, because that will put you in the chance to win whatever's left plus another thing next week. And next week's live is going to be Mr. Corey Crothers is coming.
Yeah.
And he's dropping off actually 13 new bird heads to add to his new line. So he's going to be coming, and I believe we're going to talk him into a bird seminar for you guys. So for those of you that know Corey, he's an awesome one to pick his brain and watch him do bird stuff.
We
Okay.
haven't seen him for a long time.
I know.
Okay, now when you mix your auto body putty, make sure to get a really, really strong mix. Make sure you mix it thoroughly so there's no marbling, so you don't see your hardener anywhere in there.
Right. And the difficult thing about using this is great, is that you can't see it. So make sure that you really, really, really get it mixed. So if you're using a cup, just make sure you're really scraping all the way down to the very, very bottom of the cup to get it mixed really well.
Good work, Kane and Mike. People are sharing already. Bill, keep sharing, guys. You will have the chance to win an awesome prize.
Now, this stuff, I'm not gonna really worry about getting it put on real pretty like, because we're gonna use a brush in just a second here. Just a regular 1-inch chip brush kind of deal to go ahead and move that Bondo wherever we need it to be. So I'm just gonna
Globbing
take
that on there.
and just kind of connect it right in there and just fill the void. Now we wouldn't have to use quite this much, but I'm going to just show you just how much you can really do with this stuff.
What would taxidermists do without this stuff?
And what I've got in this cup here, I'm dipping it in, is just regular lacquer thinner. Doesn't have to be the slow reducer or anything like that. Just the cheapy lacquer thinner works just fine. In fact, if you use the slow lacquer thinner, it will clump up on you, whereas the regular lacquer thinner with Bondo or with auto body putty will smooth. And with this brush, it just really gives you a good wood grain kind of. You can swirl it around, give yourself some cool little naughty looking swirls.
And you don't have to do this all in one step either. You can
Nope.
do one base coat here, and you wanna touch it up a little bit, you can gouge it out and carve in some detail.
Now I got the screw sticking out right there, so I know already that we're gonna have to come back and cover that up. And this does kind of slow down the drying process of the auto body putty, so just keep on working it. If you do large amounts of this at one time, it will try to sag until it starts to harden up. So you just kind of have to keep on working that.
Water wouldn't do this the same effect as the lacquer?
No.
What's the lacquer do?
The lacquer just works with the auto body putty and just helps it really smooth.
If you clean up, auto body putty lacquer is the thing to clean up with.
Yep. So I'm gonna go back and check here. Now the stuff here it was in my cup, that's already hard. It's
Could you
already
add lacquer
getting
thinner
hard.
to that to soften it?
No, you really
Lacquer
could.
thinner turns it rubbery,
Right,
and I think weakens it quite a bit.
right.
If you
So-
wanna thin it with polyester resin.
Polyester resin will thin it.
Yep. But it also slows it down too, and it makes it a little bit runny, which it might kind of work against you in this whole process because it's hard enough trying to keep the auto body putty where you want it. If it gets much thinner, I would think it might run too much. But this is kind of some fun stuff. You can do just about any kind of texture you could possibly want, right down to even barnwood looking things. And I mean, if you can recreate that texture, you can do it. It's pretty cool. And the brush, as you kind of saw with the grain of the wood, the brush actually did a lot of the work for me. I didn't have to do a whole lot of carving into it.
Now, as soon as that sets up, I think I'm gonna have,
Oil paint.
as soon as that sets up, I think I'm gonna have you do the back too, because there's a pretty big void where the screws went through, and
Sure.
we'll reinforce it from both sides.
Okay. I think I'll do just a little bit more right up in here and then down on the sides there and there.
Now, as the auto body putty, the initial layer starts setting, it gets real warm, which really speeds up your second, third coats.
Right.
So you gotta be working pretty fast.
Jody wants to know if I get paid more to film. I don't. It's the
Oh.
same.
You get paid like an actress.
You're funny. Kirsten's with us too. She's just got a hurt back, so she's being my sidekick in the back here.
I know how to fix that. She wouldn't let me do it.
I asked too. I was gonna jump on it.
Yeah.
That'll happen.
Like my mom used to say, I'll give you something to cry about.
Will the lacquer thinner have any results on the finished product as far as strength?
Too much, not the lacquer thinner she's brushing on, but if you mixed it in, it would.
Yeah. If you mix your Bondo ultra hot, I have noticed that sometimes it has a tendency to split away from the driftwood. So be careful not to mix your Bondo really hot. But
recommend
other
that.
than that, really,
They recommended that hardener. When we first started using this product, they said 1 inch per golf ball. And that will give you about a 8, 9, 10 minute set time. We're usually in a hurry, so we do about 7 or 8 inches.
Yeah.
Mandy, are you shaky?
I am a little shaky. I'm holding it for a while.
Rob says, do you have a venting system set up in your shop to get rid of all the fumes?
I'm trying to give you guys close-ups,
Yeah.
and I'm holding it. It's a loud one. There goes his sound. There's your narrator.
yeah, having good ventilation does really help when working with all this Bondo and lacquer thinner.
I'm even using 2 hands. I'm not used to this job.
We gotta get one of those little
A tripod.
handle things.
Mm-hmm.
No, the things that self.
Substick.
Oh,
Huh?
the holders.
Yeah.
Like it. Even starting to sweat.
And then the main thing is just make sure you drag this brush. You don't want to do a lot of short, choppy little strokes. Otherwise, you'll end up with little stop and start places with your grain of your wood that the brush is recreating. So make sure that when you're doing this, you know, try and drag it. I just drug off all of the Bondo off of there.
Now, I've said it 1,000 times in these little Thursday nights. The secret to this, no matter what you're doing, whether you're mounting a bluegill or a blessbuck or making a log, to make it look real, you have to have color and texture. This is the texture that she's working on, and she's going to show you how to do the color. It's no different than, you know, antler or white-tailed deer hair or, you know,
Yep.
eyelid, whatever it is, color and texture.
Yep. I think we'll go ahead and flip it over maybe and do
Want
what
me to
you
hold
were
it so you
thinking.
don't lay it on that part?
Yeah. Great.
Looks nice.
Oh yeah, put on.
Said a
Nice
vent takes the
solid
fun
stuff.
out of it. David did. There's something about my childhood. I like that smell. It's not that
You do. You always
I
say
do,
that. Smells like
coming
my
to work-
childhood.
Coming to work in here and stuff where you be working late and I don't know.
That's funny. Now we don't have to fill that
That's a big
completely
boy.
full.
It's funny,
Um,
I know. I kind of. Might, yeah.
Yeah.
But even like school projects, we
Yeah.
come in here and do them, and man, we definitely had the best school projects going to school.
Yeah.
It's
and the
mainly
same-
one.
Same note, always came home. Do your own projects, don't have your dad help you. Same thing. I sculpted the little horse for Mark.
Or go karts, or little race cars.
One of my favorite ones was your invention
Convention?
convention. And remember, we made a fingernail painting thing where you stuck
yeah,
the brush
yeah,
in that
yeah.
and you crank it and the paintbrush came around, went in a little reservoir of fingernail polish, and you held your finger in a little spot, but it slopped it all over, so we painted rubber latex
We
around your
did.
nail. It
That was
was
a good one.
It
It was.
good. It really was good. Mark's little Native American village had real buckskin teepee and real acrylic water.
It's about five.
It's about that time.
Oh.
Your giveaway guy.
Oh. Why, I mixed up enough, didn't I?
No, perfect. You needed it.
So again, for those of you tuning in, you're with Matuska Taxidermy Supply Company, and we are doing Habitat. We do these weekly seminars every Thursday live at 4:30. We do a giveaway at the end, so make sure you stay tuned and share to be in the chance to win the giveaway. This week's giveaway winner, who shared last week and we drew, is Mark Barber from Strut and Rut Taxidermy, North Carolina. So, Mark, if you are watching, you need to chime in to collect your prize in 20 minutes. You have 20 minutes to chime in. Otherwise, we're going to have to give away one of our awesome prizes to one of you lucky viewers. So if somebody knows Mark Barber, tag him.
Okay.
Okay?
I can get another one. Okay, now we just have to let your front's setting up real good, and I'm sure it's generating a whole lot of heat.
Yeah, that back will kick any minute.
Now you know what, as soon as this sets up, that's put it over the edge of the table and find our center of gravity and maybe put a hanger on and hang it up and show them how we do that.
Mark Barber.
Is he on?
No, but you need to tune in and let us know you're watching to collect your prize.
Watch
And
pot never boils.
the prize could be,
Have you heard that before?
you have the chance of a cleanup brush, a sharpener, this amazing, beautiful artificial driftwood piece with rocks.
Let me see that. That's work art. That really is. That's a beauty.
Be fun.
A little diamond merganser or bufflehead or something like that on that, or a couple crappies. That's a classy piece. That's really a classy piece. And those things, you probably told him I wasn't listening. They come in a washed version, which is an economical way where it'll almost look like this, where they've come out of the mold and they put
The natural wash, yep.
yeah, natural wash. That's really nice the way it is for somebody that wants to do it themselves. Or they come in a painted version in either the weathered, which is this color, or a cedar version, which is the red color. But they're pretty nice. These girls paint these rocks one at a time, every single day.
Yeah.
Kane says that he can be marked for the day. Kane, you just like and share this video right now and you'll be in the chance to be marked next week. And next week, Corey Crothers is coming to do a bird seminar with us. So make sure you tune in for that.
That bag getting grippy.
It's not bad. It's firming up a little bit.
Okay. So if you hold it right there like that, I'll just touch up that one little spot in the front. Over this screw it got away from
Now, this is, with those two screws, those big long screws, and the auto body union, this is a really strong piece of wood. Now, you could take this, I bet it wouldn't take too much to make a nice little around your deer head. You know,
Right.
kind of like a wall hanging. Wall sceneries, there we go.
Bill Jensen says, now my mind is thinking about what Corey came up with new. He came up with a medium king eider, medium harlequin, open mouth harlequin, harlequin hen, common merganser open mouth, hooded merganser hen, old squaw hen, pintail hen, surf scoter hen, medium Canada, snow goose Canada cross, red breasted, Richardson with a hump on the forehead, and an open mouth Ross goose. That's quite a bit.
I was just gonna say, that's it?
Right? So that is what you got, Bill, to look forward to.
Yeah, Mark, I don't think we needed it there.
Yeah, there was the screw there.
Larry Leggings shed from the deer blind.
You pay attention to what's walking out in front of you, not us. Big old 10-point buck's gonna walk by and you're gonna be texting us messages.
I know. I didn't think taxidermists got to go hunting.
Only this hampers that. When I first got into taxidermy and knew I needed to be around the shop for hunting season, told my wife that, you know, all my friends are gonna be hunting in October, November, and December, and I'm gonna be stuck in the shop, and I managed to finagle going to Alaska several times. And she bought that for quite a while.
We do have some fun reviews and 5 stars that we got. Alexis Colleen says, I'm glad I found this supply company. They offer amazing products and their videos are awesome when you're new to the industry. Thanks so much, Matuska Taxidermy Supply. 5 stars, which is thank you. Andrea, great experience, quality products, and they send me chocolate with my order. Ryan Perry, thanks for the very fast delivery of my items I ordered last week, and even a bigger thanks for the lollies that were in the box. Cheers from Australia. Australia. Timothy Rouge, great customer service. Love the Thursday 1-hour live videos. That alone puts you ahead of the rest. Great job. Thanks, Timothy. Thanks, you guys. We love hearing from you guys. We love hearing what you think about our live videos, what you want to see in the future. Remember, if you've missed them, you can always go back and watch them on our Facebook video page.
You know, you mentioned new to the industry. We don't really care if you've been in it for 40 years or have never done it and want to be. You know, we welcome you all to come and watch and see what's involved. I have people that have been in this forever say, I always pick up something, you know. We might do something that you want to forget, but you know, at least you'll know what not to do, because we don't do everything perfect the first time either. We have lots of little accents. If you would clear off that end of the table for me, I'm gonna set it on and I'm gonna show you how I would find the center of gravity, I think. Let's see, his head's to the right. I think we'll put him like this. So, excuse me. I think the hanger's gonna go up here. Camera lady.
Huh, there. This way?
I think the hanger's gonna go up here, so I'm gonna just put it over a square edge piece of the table and find my center. Ooh, it's way up there.
Remember, Mark Barber, you're the winner from last week.
Danger Bull is taking notes. Smart.
Okay.
Mark Barber, you need to tune in, let us know you're watching, or your giveaway is going to somebody else who's watching live.
Okay, now by putting it over the edge of the table, this line up here is my pretty much my center of gravity. That might change when I get the fish on it, but it'll give me an idea. And I got some screws over here, so you'll grab that hammer and I'm just going to put a hanger on. We're going to put it on the wall and see what it looks like to start with. Good spot. Go down just a hair. Yep, yep. Ooh. Bound weight.
Did you put your finger in it?
Yeah, but you got a fingerprint in your
That's
bottom.
not gonna show up.
And that's just a level right hanger that'll allow us to see what it looks like.
That's the schmedium.
So now, I like to test things a little bit as I go along. Maybe. Like so? Does it look good? You want to, you want to put it back down on the table, or should we? Want to put some rocks on like it is, or down on the table?
Doesn't matter to me.
Want to put it down here?
Sure. Will they be able to see it?
I can come up.
Now, here's what we really like to do to dress these things up. How did we have that, like so?
Yep, that was the top.
These are artificial rocks. They look so real. So you just play with them and see where you want them. That's a big fish, so we want to make sure that our connector can go in here. Turn in these different directions. Will give you different looks. You can use the same piece. We've got little clusters, you got big clusters. Let's do maybe a little one right in here.
For those of you watching, if your comments are in the way, you can slide them
Now you probably don't want to paint
to the
around it.
side and they'll disappear so you can see
You can paint around it?
everything.
Okay.
Well, I mean, yeah. Yeah, I could, yeah.
But you'd rather do it later.
Well, yeah.
All right, let's do one over here. That'd be a nice spot. There we go. Can you get me a couple of the bigger screws, Amber, the long torque head? Yeah, I think so. You're gonna bondo it on later anyway. Now, I'm gonna take one of these. This is just a torque head screw. Put the bit in.
Oh,
And I'm gonna bury this right into the crease between the rocks. And I know somebody that can fix it and you'll never see it. Now, that's on there, really sturdy. We can fix that with a little bit of auto body putty and paint, or we can put a little moss in there. So you can connect these, you can, wherever you need something like this, I mean, this is just, these rocks are the coolest addition ever. It looks really, really natural.
And each one is hand painted by awesome artists.
Do you want to show them how to paint that?
Yeah, I was just kind of
Is it
looking
time?
at it.
Is
It's
it
a little-
time?
Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Base color. So I think what we're first gonna start off with is just gonna be,
This is Amber's collection of paints. Her favorite go-to rock paints, which would be in the catalog as our rock paint.
yeah.
And your favorite colors?
Yeah.
You mixing them?
Kind of big.
No, I like these rocks so much that I'm just gonna keep putting them on while you're. This method of making a base is so easy and fun, anybody can do it.
So basically, I'm just starting off with a nice dark color, something to get down in all of the grooves. That looks a little bit lighter than what we got going on there.
So you just added
Just a little
black,
bit of black.
woods and water to that
Yeah.
mixture?
Sure. This is a real thinned out color, so because we're just gonna kind of put it on, let it get down into all of the deeper areas, and then we'll just come back in with a rag and wipe it off.
Ooh, that was good.
And
So,
your auto body putty is already dry enough for that?
yep, sets up pretty fast. The lacquer thinner does slow it down a little bit, but it still sets up like this up here. This is where I ran my last little piece. That's still just a little tacky-ish, but it's not bad. It's fine enough to be able to paint and move on.
Now you'll have to learn to, like Amber kind of paints by feel. If something's too light, darken it up. If something's too dark, lighten it up. If something's too brown, you know, blacken it up, or, you know. And you kind of will get real good at that with a little practice.
Would you prefer to start dark and go light, or start light and go dark?
I start dark. I start with the dark color, and then I paint on my highlighting colors afterwards. But you can put on light colors first and then do your dark wash over the top. Nothing wrong with that. Works really, really good. In fact, I wouldn't really say that I do one or the other because I kind of swip swap. Depends on the day, I guess. Some days. Depends on what it is that we're painting. Okay.
Mark Barber, tune in so you can claim your prize. You got 5 minutes to claim it, and it's gonna go. If you don't, it will go to somebody else, one of our other 63 viewers watching.
And I think it's not grabbed. The right one. Sorry, I grabbed the cedar one. So now we'll just come back with the lighter color. And to dust this on, this does best if
What are you doing over here? Explain what you
Well,
just
here,
did.
I'll do it up over here, that way it's not so far away. I've just got out some light color that's been thinned out just a little bit. And it doesn't take very much, and I like to kind of put my brush in it and run it around, kind of run out some of that color. And then just kind of come in on the side with your brush and use that to pick up and let the grain of the wood do all of the work for you.
Now, if you're gonna be connecting and painting, doing a lot of painting on your driftwood to blend your joints, it'd be a good idea to get the wash driftwood, which would be real economical method to put these together, rather than to destroy all your paint job in the beginning. You know, I mean, by painting over it.
Right.
Don't look at me funny like, I didn't say anything bad. Yeah?
Looking nice. So that's 2 of the artificial pieces put together for your muskie.
And then after you get the rocks on and whatnot, you can sit back there and you can touch up any little pieces. This would be best, it's gonna do best if we let it dry a few more minutes. It's kind of trying to have that wet blended look, and we don't really want that. We want a dry, crisp look to our wood. So we'll just let this color dry and then come in and do another little dusting afterwards for a few minutes go by. Do you want to hang this up, Tom?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Maybe we show them how to put, you bought a little piece of.
You got 3 minutes for Mark Barber to tune in, and we have to give away.
Show them how to put what on, Tom?
Oh, you brought me some of that, vine.
While he's looking for that, Amber, would you like to show them something new that you came up with in the last day?
In the last day.
So this is going to be coming soon, but they came up with a new base for our Bobcat. So it's got a little driftwood, a little rocks. You should be seeing it, I'd say, in a couple months, available to you. We'll be selling it with your habitat on it as well, but
Yep.
that's pretty exciting.
Yep. And we're hoping to have some more selection of
Soon.
Bobcats coming, so.
Now,
Ray wants to know if he can order Amber. I don't see her online catalog. Amber is taken, and she's ours.
Now, I'm not gonna fasten this like we normally would, but this is typically what we add to a lot of our driftwood mounts.
It's your viney moss.
That stuff is so cool.
This stuff is neat.
It
You know,
looks so good.
The worst part is when you really get attached to something, because most often this is an Oriental product.
And habitat always
It goes
disappears.
away. I think people go to market over in Hong Kong and the first thing you know, they buy a bunch and it sells out and you can't get it anymore. So, but this one's been around a while, we really like it. And what we'll do is staple those. We'll staple them on here. Now I would,
You could drill a hole where your starter is. I used to do that quite a bit, drill a hole and then hot glue the end in.
now,
Works good.
any of these driftwoods have typically in the centers of them a double 1/2-inch plywood border. So what we would do is I'd put this in the back of the fish, or this in the back of the fish, get the angle that I'm after. I would drill a hole where I want it, all the way through. I would countersink it from the back side so my nut doesn't stick out. Test the fish on there. If he's too far up, this is bendable. You could, I always stick it in a mounting stand, bend it, kink it down a little bit, stick it back in, test him till you get the right angle. You can bend it, you know, whichever way. Don't break your fish in half trying to do
I was
it.
just gonna say, you wanna be real careful about bending it once you bondo it in, cause it's easy to bust you could also bust your bondo if you bondo it and it's not fully
It'll break.
set. You could.
So
break.
then we're gonna have something like this coming out of our fish. Customer comes pick up the fish, we slide it off, we'll make a little box that the big muskie lays in, nice and safe in the back of his vehicle. This gets thrown in alongside, he hangs this up, takes the fish, slides it on.
One of the things that we started doing with our customers too is if they just want the fish, we show them on our driftwood piece. So you'll show them on the piece and they come to pick it up and you give them the option. So it might be you have your time and material costs into the habitat and you give them the option of getting it, say 150 more for the habitat. They usually will take the habitat because and otherwise you use it for the next piece if they don't. But it's something that's just an added bonus that looks nice and the customer doesn't think about it until they see it.
And you get real fast at this. You know, if it were a largemouth bass, just taking a small piece of our driftwood and and putting it on. It is so fast and easy, and you got a $25 piece of driftwood. Shep Brown wants to do a rattlesnake. Shep, a little bitty rattlesnake will fit on here so easy, and I don't know, for $15.95 you got a nice little rock customer that looks realer than, I mean, the snake even thinks it's real, it's so good. But to attach, to put this on, it's gonna take you a half hour to put this on, this into your fish, this into here. Make sure you get paid for that. To put these two pieces together, I mean, you saw it took us an hour basically to get this far, and to put these on, but we got the expense of this, the expense of that, the expense of that, and that, and that, and the buying. You're gonna be buying that from a supply company probably. Make sure you charge the customer for that. Don't be afraid. I mean, if you go and buy anything from a store, it's 35 to clothing's what, 100%. I mean, you're gonna mark it up for the customer. Make sure you get paid for that, plus the time to put that together.
Which is why it's nice to give them the choice. Here's this, but here's the added habitat.
People come in, I'll show them. They say, what are my choices? You have the plain fish, or we do these, we do these, we do these. 100% of the time, they will almost take something like that. I did a fish a week ago that was just the plain fish. It's the first one I've done in years, just the plain fish.
Gotta have something the missus will allow into the house. What's that at the shows? Is it Walnut Hollows? That they choose a mount that your wife would pick in the house? Yeah. Is that Walnut? Who is that?
I don't know.
It's one of the shows, has that award for the most artistic piece for the
But that's
spouse
pretty
to bring in.
tough to beat, I think. And you can add as much of this as you want. Ooh, that's a nice spot for that one too.
Yeah, it is.
That's right.
And any of those screw holes, I've got a screw hole down here. I got a screw hole up in here. We use a lot of moss. We use a lot of sheet moss, a little sheet moss. You can putty them shut and paint them like Amber was doing, or a little sheet moss and a hot glue gun, and you can cover those screw holes real easy.
What do you seal the paint with?
Sometimes we use, it depends. A finish like a Krylon spray finish, I usually don't give them a real hot glossy finish, but Krylon comes in matte or satin or semi-gloss or gloss. Ooh, that looks good.
Dan says, he says there's a deer coming, gotta go. We're about ready to give the prize away because Mark Barber is not chiming in, so the prize is going to somebody else.
Oh, that looks good too, do that. Tip him tail up a little more. Oh, that's even better.
But if it was just this one piece of driftwood, it would completely cover it up. You know, doing those two separate ones really added a lot. It's cool.
All right, let's do this giveaway stuff. So, we have 4 giveaways. Brett is not with us because he's getting his eyes dilated. He didn't think he could do live.
Shared his excitement about that.
So Mark Barber did not show up, so it goes to one of you lucky viewers. How many viewers do we have, Kirsten?
Right now we have 68. 72, I lied.
72, 1 to 72. Pick a number and kind of hide it.
Hide it under the rock that
Hide it
Shep's
under
gonna
the
do the
rock.
snake on.
Put that in your yard with a keyhole in it. So everybody start choosing a number 1 to 72. As soon as we see it, that will be, you will get to pick a bag. And inside the bag, we have a, okay, one of these isn't in the bag, but we have a paper in there that's showing it. But this, the cleanup brush, I forget them all. No? Oh, the sharpen air and the tape measure.
Ooh,
So you
couple
got
nice things.
2 nice things in there and
A booby
yeah,
prize.
a booby. Okay. So, pick a number, everybody. 1 to 72. Sorry. Sorry. 1 to 72.
Common term.
Oh yeah. Start choosing. In the meantime, while you guys are picking until Kirsten sees that number, what else do you guys have to talk about? We got Cole Cruikshank's new videos, the Taxidermy University, that we are exclusively selling. You got your new Bobcat.
Yep.
We're working hard on the catalog.
Nice Bobcat pedestal coming up.
Next week's live is with Corey Crothers for the Bird Seminar. Make sure you guys, for next week's giveaway, we'll do this again, and if you want the chance to win, you have to share. So make sure you share and like the video for your chance to win. Guess low, people, guess low.
Not too low.
I mean, they're so close.
Keep guessing. Tick tock.
So again, we're Matuska Taxidermy Supply Company, located in Spirit Lake, Iowa. One of the things I feel like customers don't realize is we are located in an amazing, amazing area. To where if you wanted to set up a list, make your travel worth it, take the family, let them tourist it up, you pick up your supplies, you can write off the trip for business expense. This is a place to do it. We have awesome, how many lakes? Four lakes. One is
Major.
one of the biggest fresh blue water lakes in the world. There's fishing.
Not the biggest in the world, but it is one of the 3 blue waters.
Blue waters.
Yep, it is. It
Yes.
is.
Yep.
Guess the number, Jess, so you can win the giveaway. She didn't know what we were guessing
Lower.
for.
Just guess low, people. Okay, what else do you have to talk about with your habitat? Tell us some more stuff while we're waiting for somebody to win.
Just how versatile it is. You could take that and you could lay it on the table. You could take pieces of that and screw them on like we did and have perches for. I mean, you could put 5 Drake wood ducks on this, and
Larry Wiggins, lower.
birch leaves.
Lower.
All
Yeah, and
kinds of
if
things.
there's a branch that's sticking out
Higher.
that
It is.
that doesn't work with what you're doing, you just go ahead and cut it right off.
Didn't he
And
pick this one?
you can moss over
No,
it,
he
you can
picked
bond
this
them
number.
over it.
Oh,
you can
just
clean it.
kidding.
We're
in the
putting a big
30s.
muskie
Higher
on
than
here.
29, Jared.
But you could put a whole lot of a
Yeah, you
little
can put a
perch
whole
on
school,
or
a whole
bluegill or
school.
panfish.
Mhm.
In the
Yeah, it's a lot of fun
30s.
stuff. We put a lot of work and effort into
That's because I said low. My bad.
into creating
Not
all
low.
this new stuff.
I
In
know,
the
that's my bad. I
30s.
thought I saw it.
Maybe you're.
Kelly, you were so close on your first guess. Come on.
Let's just tell him what it is.
Yeah.
These guys are bad guessers.
Well, I kind of screwed it up because I told them.
Low and they're
Sorry,
doing
Larry, go higher.
1s and 2s and 3s.
I only saw the last
Higher,
number that
Jared,
you said. So I was reading that. So the rat clusters we sell as a natural wash and we sell fully painted. And there's 4 different sizes. I see you have 3 of them here.
Yeah, I don't have the
3,
one up
1,
here.
2, and then you have 1 middle size right there.
Yep, has a little bit longer.
And you can turn them, you can, each one, so they're all hand painted, which means you could order 3 of them, they're never gonna be the same.
Right.
They change them up all the time.
Right.
Jared, very close.
Same with our driftwood and rocks. So all those, again, they're not all painted the same. They kind of give it a little bit of variety to it.
And we just keep adding and adding and adding.
So close.
Keep going, guys. You definitely.
So close.
Our first wood piece with the little rock cluster.
It was even on the-
People loved it so much, we just kept adding and adding and adding, and we have kind of a huge
We have a
selection
pretty
anymore.
huge selection. Pretty soon
We
they're
do.
gonna get mad downstairs.
We
Lower
have
than
enough.
37.
We're getting
Our
pieces.
shelf space. Our
We're
shelf
getting
space.
pieces so big that we're getting a lot of
Jeff
complaints.
Speck, you're really close. I'm building, I keep having Joe build shelves all the way up to the ceiling. I'm running out of room. Running out of room.
Oh, so close.
There,
Yeah,
Jeff got
Jeff
it. Jeff
Jeff
Speck.
31.
All right.
You can
Jeff,
stop
you are the
guessing now,
lucky
guys.
winner.
We're gonna have to pick a number between 1 and 5 next time.
Now. All right. If Amber and Dad, you want to grab a bag?
Sure.
Okay.
Kirsten, grab a bag.
Oh, mine's light, I bet you.
31. All right. Kirsten's got a bag. I got a bag. Jeffy, which person's bag do you want? Whose bag,
They're
Jeff?
still guessing numbers. Jeff
all right.
Speck, you won.
Jeff
pick a
Speck.
bag.
Pick a bag.
Pick a bag.
Kirsten, Mandy, Tom, Amber. Whose bag do you want? And we'll see what's in them. You have the chance of a Sharpen Air, which is, if you guys haven't used it or seen it, go check out our website and look into it. It's awesome. We got a video on there of how to use it and what it does, and it definitely repairs
I
your
mean,
needles.
airbrush needles run from 10 to 30 bucks,
Yeah.
and you can fix them in 5
Jeff
seconds.
Speck won.
They're delayed.
Maybe we'll just have to pick if he doesn't.
All right.
He's gotta be listening because,
The first one I saw was Jeff Speck, so that's it. And he picked Mandy's bag.
Ooh,
okay.
all right. Let's see what's in yours.
I know what it is.
You do?
Yeah, I beat. I have the Sharpenaire. Jeff does not get the Sharpenaire.
Oh, it's not the Sharpenaire.
I had the detail brush.
Oh, come on.
I had the tape
Jeff,
measure.
you got a
you
good
got
gift.
it.
Good boy.
I had the.
Good boy.
Awesome. You're Speedy Zone too. I'm really excited about that pick. All right, Jeff, you have a awesome
Congratulations.
piece of driftwood coming your way. So what I'd like to see is you mount something on it and send us a picture.
And for those of you that said that you picked 31 before Jeff, well, sorry. I saw Jeff first.
Thanks for tuning in, you guys. Again, we do it every Thursday, 4:30, live. Matuska Taxidermy Supply Company. You can call us 1-800-488-3256 or visit us online at www.matuskataxidermy.com and go back and watch all our videos if you haven't seen them all, because there's a lot of informative stuff from our awesome taxidermists. So thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for tuning
Yeah.
in.
Thanks,
for watching
everybody.
us.